Okay, so solve the given system of equations in two variables by any method. So first things first, I notice that all of them have fractions. What I want to do is I want to cancel those fractions out. The way to do that is I'm going to find a number that every single denominator goes into and multiply that whole equation by that number. So for the first one, my denominators are 12, 8, and 1, right? So I need to find a number that 12, 8, and 1 all go into. Well, I know that 12 goes into 24 2 times, and 8 goes into 24 3 times, and then 1 goes into 24 24 times. So I can use, I'm going to multiply that whole thing by 24, right? So I'm going to do that over to the side. So 24 over 1 times 1 over 12 minus 24 over 1 times 1 over 8. Now remember, I have to multiply it by every single one. Okay, now I need to figure out how many times does 12 go into 24. Well, I know that, 2 times. So I'm going to cancel them out, right? This becomes a 1 down here, and this becomes a 2. So now it becomes 2 times 1 and 1 times 1, right? So 2 times 1 over 1 times 1. And I just get 2x. Let me put that right underneath. Now I go to the next one. How many times does 8 go into 24? 3 times. So this becomes a 1 and this becomes a 3. And now I have 3 times 1 over 1 times 1. So I get negative 3y, right? Now I go to my last and final one, 24. How many times does 1 go into 24? 24 times. So it's really 24 times 1 over 1 times 1. So I just get 24. Perfect. And now when I did the first one, I'm going to do the second one. So let's go back over here to my number 1 and 2. I'm going to label these over here. Right. So my 1 and 2. Now I know I already figured out 1. I'm going to label that one a different color. I'm going to label it 3. Right? My new equation is 3. And then I'm going to go to number 2, right? I'm going to do the exact same thing I did to number 1. So I need to find a number that each of them go to. Well, 4 goes into 8, and 8 goes into 8, and of course 1 goes into 8, so I can use 8 to multiply by that, right? So I'm going to rewrite it. So I get negative 8 over 1 times 1 over 4 times x, right? And negative 8 over 1 times 1 over 8 times y equals 8 over 1 times negative 3. Okay? Sorry, that one kind of got away from me. So from here, what I want to do is I want to do the exact same thing I did for the first one. So 4 goes into 8 2 times, so cancel it out, I get a 2, cancel it out, I get a 1. Now I get negative 2x, right? 8 goes into 8 times, so I get negative y equals negative 8 times negative 3, I get negative 24. Perfect. Now I'm going to go on, right? So these are my new equations, 3 and 4, right? So what I want to do is I want to use either substitution or elimination. Well, if I notice, I have a negative 2 and a positive 2 in both of my equations, so negative 2, positive 2 with my x's. So I'm going to use those to cancel out and to solve for y. So I'm going to do that over here. I'm going to do those both in green. I'm going to take both of those equations. Right? So I already have 3 and 4 over here. Now I'm going to cancel out my 2x with my negative 2x. I'm going to add over here, so I get negative 3y minus y. I get negative 4y. 24 minus 24, I get 0. So divide by negative 4. 0 divided by anything is just 0. So y equals 0. Now I'm going to take this one I just found, and I'm going to plug it into either 3 or 4, right? I don't want to plug it into 1 or 2 because those have to do with fractions. I want to go simple and do 3 or 4. So I'm going to choose 4. So I get negative 2x minus y, which is just 0, equals negative 24, right? From here, this is just gone, so I get negative 2x equals negative 24. Divide by negative 2. Divide by negative 2. I get x equals positive 12. And I'm not done yet. Now remember, I always have to put it into coordinate form, so my answer is going to be 12, 0. And that is it.